sleepy boy, my little Stormer. Oh, it's a sleepy Stormer. Okay, alright, okay. Do 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 do. Okay, the thing with the thing. There's the thing with the thing. Boy, you can take 2 shots already. Wow. Guten Tag, meine Freunde. Long time no see. It's just taking some time off because I know absolutely no one is gonna give a shit anyway. So I really didn't care, and also I was just super tired. So there I am. Yay. Okay. Where was we? We was doing a thing. Do I gotta... There I is. A thingamajig with a thing. Good. 3 shots already. Gotta take 3 shots already, folks. I keep not knowing how to words correct. Here we go. Maybe. I think that's a good spot for it. I do not know. Now, I am not seeing a thing that says the thing with the thing. Because of course I'm not, whatever. Whoa, what the fuck? I'm sorry, just a second. I was messing with some shit, and there was a thing with a thing. What's not showing up again? Oh! I am not the brightest right now. Cool. Nope. No. Wait, did I remove the... No, I didn't. I didn't... Did I... There it is! Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, there we go. I see the thing with the thing. We're good. We're good. I was wondering where the viewer count thingy had gone. I'm trying to figure out I can't really see myself with the way that the microphone is at the moment. Good Lord. I need to find a new, like, camera setup location thingamajig.
Ride with us a little while, stranger. It's a kind offer. Miles of dusty road through the rolling prairies have recast this landscape as an exhausting soup of wind and misery.
Well then. That feels good, actually. I feel so tall for my short self. My short ass feels so freaking tall now. And there we go. Ain't a proper stream if I don't got a toothpick in my face. Excuse me.
There are 4 of them on the wagon. A perfect nuclear family. Mother, father, son, daughter, and a small fuzzy terrier trailing behind. But the pace of their movement is glacial. The draft horse ambles forward, one agonizingly slow step at a time.
Ain't no point rushing to get where we were going.
The wooden cart shivers with every pebble on the road that its wheels must laboriously traverse. The girl in the back pipes up.
The going's the point, see?
Yes. The thing with the thing, and you should probably have taken like 4 shots by now, and we are 6 minutes into the stream. Good thing no one's watching, because I don't need y'all dying of like, you know, it's the like, the destination ain't the thing, it's the journey, the friends we made along the way, all that stuff.
Time stretches wearily. The father sometimes makes half-inch adjustments to the horse's trajectory, keeping him from ambling off the road. There is some intimation that they are heading for Oregon, but at no point is it mentioned when they might arrive.
Yeah, this is the updated story, ain't it? These fellas are lounging in the front of a half-finished office building, taking their lunch break. Hey, one calls, waving you down. Rick was telling us this story. Listen, okay? And you tell us if it's bullshit or not. Rick, a credulous-seeming fella, starts telling you a story about a boy whose shiftless father left him alone in the woods. You realize it's the story of the boy who ran away with his father but changed in a few major ways. So it's definitely part bullshit, right? But also a little real. It ain't bullshit. Half the group groans. How the hell is that supposed to be a real story? Exclaims the man who waved you down. You're all the most gullible pieces of shit I ever met. The other half of the group, vindicated, shares a bottle of pop with you.
The Twisters touch down in a cornfield, fence posts flying in its wake. A huge black stallion charges toward the tornado. On its back, a cowboy whips his lasso through the churning air, nearly matching the Twister's speed. His wild laughter carries on the wind.
God damn it, Bill!
Another man hollers, clapping his hands to his hat to keep it from flying off.
Quit being a damn fool!
The man on the horse turns toward him and flashes a beatific grin before digging his heels harder into the horse's flanks. His Stetson goes flying, caught by a gust. He doesn't seem to notice. He barks a single yee-haw as he stands in the stirrups, leaning into the whirlwind. In a moment, man and beast are enveloped in the storm. All you can hear is Bill's wild laughter.
Where are you headed now? I'm thinking about getting out to the coast again. I want to get to Frisco and gaze upon the Pacific Ocean like in days past. Contemplation of water is an ancient healing practice, you know? The vastness of the sea makes the personal wounds we suffer seem small in comparison. That's a theory, anyway. Silas told me that once. I need an optimistic story right now. Something to put a smile on my face. Can you think of any like that?
Oh, hi, Stormer. She just did a little sneeze. Don't know if she sneezed herself awake or if she was just awake and took the opportunity to sneeze.
Well, I can find that kind of movie theater story at any stop along the road.
I forgot. It's been so long since I
A free mind ponders all subjects without fear. A free soul expresses its spirit without restraint. Silas had that kind of freedom once, or I thought he did. Something changed in him, though, and he began to shrink away from that. He became introspective and morose. What happened? In darker moments, I wonder if Pauline turned him against me. No, that's just my imagination. Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my own. Do you know any stories like that?
Boy, it looks like the desktop audio is being pretty damn loud. Not sure what to make of that. Let's see. Wait, what does he want to hear again? He wants a tragic story. I keep thinking that says shitless father. Yeah. Tragic story. Oh, I can tell you a tragic story. I'll tell you about the guy's loss.
The tragedy in that story, it's real. Have you ever tried writing poetry?
Not outside of like school assignments. Like in English class.
When things change, trying to understand that something is truly lost is difficult work. To think, I didn't mean enough to Silas for him to want to stay with me. Or his fear got the better of his desire and he settled for something he didn't want instead. Or I meant nothing to him anyway. It was all a lie. These things do a number on me when I'm out here on my own. Sometimes
Yeah,
I
I
want
can't
to
even
hear a
remember.
sadness that resonates with my own.
Been like
Do you know any
2
stories
weeks
like
since I
that?
even touched this game. Here's sadness.
That reminded me of the kind of thing I used to write in school, just to be shocking.
Yeah, next time I really shouldn't be taking this long of a break away from the game that I intend to stream.
When you fight authority, don't believe in the romanticism of being an outcast or a rebel.
Authority always wins. When I fight authority, authority always wins. I don't know the rest of the words in that song. That's Mellencamp, I think. I want to say Mellencamp, but I also want to say Springsteen.
I did that once. It's a mistake. Don't think you're going to escape society's judgment no matter how strongly you believe you're in the right.
We live in a society, my man. We live in a society.
In the end, what people thought of us affected us, even while we pretended it didn't. I think that was too much to bear, even for Silas. Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my own. Do you know any...
Okay. The boy who was abandoned,
That one was like getting locked out in the cold with
Okay.
nothing but your sorrow.
yes,
I liked it.
I got that one. Good.
They were my family. It wasn't just that we were close. There was something stronger that bound us to each other. It was a sense of belonging to each other. We were going to share our lives, and we knew it was meant to be that way. Silas said once that we were bodhisattvas, born into this world to help people. It was a nice thing to say, but I had my suspicions then. Now I don't believe it at all. Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my own. Do you know any stories like that?
Said that. Why do you want so many sad stories? Dead boy in the grain silo?
The tragedy in that story, it's real. Have you ever tried
my
writing
God.
poetry?
You are a
You have a
broken
lot to be
record,
sad about?
fucking-
Come and join me. Or, even better, be a poet. It takes a special kind of fool to become a poet. Writing poetry won't make your sadness go away, nor will your problems be solved. But at least you'll be able to look back and know how you felt, because there's a record of it. Here's the sun, and my time to go. I've got to get an early start. My next leg takes me down the road this way. I'll be looking for some new sights, for some new clarity. But I suppose I'll be carrying Pauline and Silas around with me there too. That's no kind of clarity. Is that a spiritual failure? Or is it a natural thing? Perhaps I'll have an answer for you when next we meet. More likely, though, I won't.
Is there somewhere I can get like a recap of these damn stories? Cause I forgot a lot. I haven't been on here in a while, so. Okay, there's something here. It's just a First Communion looks like, and the photographers are struggling to keep up with the flow of family photos outside the church. Can you write? They demand. For hours you scribble names, take notes, and keep the line orderly. For an afternoon's work, it pays very well. Okay. Boy, I don't see nothing. Fuck. Can I walk into just into one of the Great Lakes and just say goodbye to the world? Can I just? No. God damn it. Then again, I'm a skeleton. I don't have lungs. I can't asphyxiate. Duluth. Okay, I got to cross the river somehow. Fuck am I supposed to get over? I can't walk across the river. I want to go to Minnesota. I mean, I'm already there. Might as well. Okay. And the question becomes, how the fuck do I get across the river? Okay. There we go. I can get across the river now. To the bread and butter steak. Minneapolis. You wander the streets of the city looking for a way to make some cash. A tiny woman in a lush fur coat is standing outside the boutique lamp store with a package nearly as tall as she is. You there, she calls. Can you lift this? It's huge and unwieldy, but light as anything. Carry it down to my house and we'll work something out, the woman declares. You heft the package and follow her. She begins a rambling story about her living room, her interior decorator, her husband's taste in rugs. Fascinating, ma'am. You follow the sound of her voice. The lamp box is so large you can't see a thing. Eventually she exclaims, "Here we are." Thank God. You lay the box down in her living room. It's nowhere near as luxurious as she made it sound. A card table, a red couch, and a wall tapestry done in a grotesque imitation of medieval style. This will really tie the room together. Alicia tips you.
3 delivery trucks sit on the waterfront. Their driver is securing the cargo. 12 cop cars form a protective half-ring around them. Their occupants seem to be gearing up for combat. You approach a pair of cops. The broad one pushes shells into a shotgun with a practiced motion and an undercurrent of excitement. His wiry partner indicates the trucks.
We got to get these through. Keep them secure.
The broad cop grunts. You been living under a rock? Strikers, says the other. Socialist motherfuckers, the broad one adds. The wiry cop looks away. The broad cop sneers. Doesn't matter. They better fall in line. The other shakes his head.
My cousin's out there. I don't think their demands are...
Maybe you're standing on the wrong side. Come on. They walk off to join a briefing huddle. It's a token act of resistance, but it's something. You drop onto your belly, the car between you and the gathered cops, and locate the fuel line. You jab a knife into it. It takes a few attempts, but you nick it just right and cover your face as gasoline pours out. You stand to find the thin cop watching. He looks between you and the fuel leaking over the asphalt. The two of you lock eyes for a long second.
Go.
He says.
Okay. I mean, not entirely sure what I got out of that.
There's something wrong about this lonely farmhouse. The cows have unusual rain over the porch, and the open door shows a cow lying in the empty parlor. The flower boxes are still well tended, though. There's outgoing mail in the box. The moment you step inside the fence, an old woman screams,
Hey! Hey! This is private property!
You quickly realize that the sound is coming from under the porch. Indeed, you can see her hollering at you through the slats of the steps. You can see a parlor set up in the basin under the porch. A flowery armchair, a rug, and a little lacquered table.
This is an inhabited home.
The old lady barks.
The cows live upstairs and I live down here.
Above, a cow thumps its hoof. She twitches and startles.
That's right.
She shouts.
I'm a grown woman. I can live any way I please.
She shuffles to her chest of drawers and digs out a packet of rock candy in wax paper, like a grandmother saves for her grandchildren. She hurls it in your face.
Thank you for visiting. Now get out.
Okay.
Stacks of suitcases grind the parked Model A deeper into the dirt. An extended family inside defies the carrying capacity of the vehicle. The driver leans out the window. Want this? He swings a violin around by its neck. 10 bits. We need it for gas. You hear a muffled pounding from somewhere within the car. 6 bits, then. We need it for gas. The pounding becomes frantic. The violin is yours, and the car shudders down the road. It's not quite out of sight when the back door pops open and you hear a girl's voice scream at you.
That violin belongs to Louise Ames, you dumb fuck.
The door and the girl are wrestled back into place, and the car fades into the blur of the horizon.
I bought it. It's my violin.
Its weight feels like a comfort as you walk. After all, who knows when you'll need Louise Ames' violin.
Exactly. I should have saved Minnesota for Minneapolis. I can't get no money now. Maybe go to the sister city, the other twin city, maybe St. Paul. Maybe they got something over there. I really don't get this. Like, what am I supposed to do? I don't understand. I don't understand in the slightest.
The baby, please. The light here has a thin quality. Colors are oddly muted. There's a taste of something. I must run. They must chase. It is the cycle that lets my people survive. You hear hoofbeats. A ways back down the road, a cloud of dust rises. The buffalo struggles. Please, help me. The wire cuts into your hands, but you untangle the animal. The buffalo charges off as soon as it's free. Come on! You glance behind. A trio of riders emerges at the head of the dust cloud. You run alongside the buffalo. Not far. It grunts. Just ahead. You see the boundary, a line of rocks that mark the border, but the hoofbeats sound close. The ground dips, and the beast stumbles and falls. They'll be on you any second. You stand defiant in the path of the riders. They're coming in fast, wreathed in dust, but you hold your nerve. The lead rider veers at the last moment. The other two haul on the reins, sending their horses sliding. You're thrown into the dirt. The buffalo crosses the line and turns with a defiant bellow, a primal sound that far outstrips its size. It drags its feet through the dirt, kicking up a cloud of dust. When it settles, the four are nowhere to be seen. You hear the distant clamor of a herd in motion.
Okay. My health is down to half. I got to get going. Back to Minneapolis.
Well, I'm gonna scroll my name on the bare bones of
I have like no money left.
I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground. 'Cause when that ferryman
I'm also tired. It's great.
tally up my worth, I won't leave much to find that can be found.
Great. I have no money left.
Up upon my weary back, I'm gonna keep those blood stuck in my soul. 'Cause when my coals burn,
I don't even want to know what's gonna happen.
dig my hole. Well,
wandering until I find a city.
And the sea.
I gotta.
And when the night comes round for to take me hand in hand, this will be my fragrant song.
The sounds and smells of Runciter's Circus assault you as you step through the awning. A paunchy man in a green bowler hat rushes over and grabs you by the arm.
Finally! I'm John Runciter. I expected detectives an hour ago. Muckaboy found it this morning. Through here.
He steers you off the concourse into a white tent that stinks of piss and wet fur. Two banks of dirty cages crowd the space. Runciter points to one at the end.
There.
A scrap of tape above the cage reads, Sitka. The tiger is dead. There are no marks or wounds on its body, but a thick white foam coats its mouth.
You see?
He says.
Somebody's trying to ruin me.
Over his shoulder, you see a figure skulking at the entrance. They disappear from view as you look up. A quick search of the cage shows no signs of interference. At the back, you spot a plastic container lodged behind the bank of cages. It's unlabeled. He grunts.
Fire breathers use it as part of their routine. It's a mix of alcohol and, something. Safe unless you swallow it. You think...
He turns as two police officers enter the tent. Mr. Runciter, we got your call. His head snaps back to you. Runciter steps toward you, balling a fist. He nods at the cage.
You did this, didn't you? Hey!
Runciter yells as you push past him.
I catch you near my animals again, I'll put you in a cage and let Sitka's mate have a turn with you.
Okay.
When my coals burn low and my train run out.
The woman finds you as you wander the streets. Come with me, child, she says, looking you up and down. We're going to church.
Okay.
You follow her to a simple clapboard building. There's no steeple, but a cross is painted on one side. Inside, after a rousing sermon, you're treated to a meal and given a worn but clean set of clothes. Works and not faith alone might be the motto of this place.
Well, I'm gonna
Seriously, I need sleep. You wait in this soup line for over an hour. It's barely crawling along. You round the corner of the building and see, far away, a lone pair of nurses struggling to ladle out soup to hundreds. Gonna be waiting here a while longer, sighs the mother in the line beside you. You and her get talking. After a while, the topic drifts into a strange place. She starts telling you about the newspaper that found the positive side of the dust storms. You recognize it as the story about the newspaper reporter with strictly positive views. But way more outrageous than your version. I know that story. You tell her your version. That's not exciting, she says, diplomatically. I mean, it sure sounds realer than what I heard, but I think Toby likes mine best. She bounces her child encouragingly on her hip, but Toby's too hungry to smile. Where the fuck is there another capital city? God damn it, I'm in Minnesota again. Just have to get some sleep. And some money. I don't even remember what capital of South Dakota is. But I gotta find it. Come on, I gotta find me somewhere. Come on. Why have I not seen a big city in forever? Ooh, I got an updated story over here for some telling. This man reads a newspaper with barely contained horror. His grimace spreads wider and wider as he makes his way down the page. Oops. Oopsie daisy. Suddenly, his frown cracks into something with a little more amazement in it. Wow, he says. What's the matter? He reads out a story about the haunted mill operated by ghosts. You're shocked. It's the story of the creepy mill, but with some bits changed. Do you think this really happened? He asks. Oh, yes. He shrugs. Sounds like nonsense to me, for sure. He says, the stuff they print these days. Okay.
In front of the cops is a sturdy house. It is neatly shut up, and there is an undisturbed layer of dirt on the front porch. Crack. There must be someone inside.
No, they're falling everywhere.
No one responds to your knock, and the door is locked. But a barrel below the window affords easy access inside. As you poke your head in, there's a whistle, and a rope catches your neck.
Move, and we'll choke you. Listen up. You're gonna go, and you're never gonna come back, and you're not telling anyone about us.
The person speaking jerks the rope around your neck for emphasis.
Stop it!
someone else shouts.
I said, I'm not staying if you hurt people.
That's the second voice. No, it's a child.
If we don't keep our home secret, how are we going to be safe?
Another child, a boy. You slip the noose off while they fight. The girl glances at her sullen companion before addressing you.
I'm very sorry, but you're not welcome. We don't allow adults here. Adults cannot be trusted.
She reaches for your hand.
If you promise not to tell anyone where we are, we'll let you go unharmed. Thank you. You're all right, I reckon.
The girl smiles.
Good luck on your travels.
The boy sticks his chin out.
If you tell anyone, I'll get you.
The girl sighs.
If you tell anyone, we'll have to live in the woods.
She explains.
I don't even want to know.
Looks like the cat staked its claim. Share a meal with me? It asks, swinging tail brushing the corpse. He's still partly fresh. It has been a while since you last ate. Can't be choosy in hard times. You sit with the cat and roast the horse flesh over a fire. It's tender meat. It was a beautiful horse, not much older than a colt. Ever been in love? The cat, making small talk. Have you ever loved someone so much that you could not bear to think of life without them?
Oh, sure.
If you did truly love someone like that, and they didn't know it, and you were brave enough to tell them, and they rejected you, do you think you would be able to just move on? I can't imagine having the capacity to let go of something like that. The cat shakes its head. I wasn't able to, but he's inside me now,
Wait, what?
and you too.
You were in love with a horse? Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? I had me a Bismarck earlier. I gotta play the couple so where I can just get some food. Or at least get my rest up.
As you approach the farmhouse, a flock of crows lands in the field ahead. A wave of anguish washes over you, and when the world snaps back into focus, a man stands amongst the crows. Death has come to this place, he says. I am here for the deceased. As he speaks, two crows fly out from the farmhouse towards him, each carrying a large rectangle of colorful cloth. 4 boys came out here to have some last peace. As a collector of spirits, he says and pauses. Perhaps also a collector of memories, of stories. We're not so different then, are we? He takes the cloth from the birds, panels like tapestries, names stitched into them. He holds them up. Their names. The stories of their lives told by those who loved them, to be added to the quilt of all the others. Thousands. To remember the tragedy, the terror, the grief. The entire generation we lost. Too many will forget. We cannot forget what was allowed to happen. Tell the story, traveler. Then he bursts into 100 crows and flies away into the dusk.
All right then. So I'm guessing your clothing's made out of the fabric with the thing. Hi, Stormer. Hey, Rainbow.
At the end of a low-lit, smoky bar, a young man is recounting a story to a woman whose dark pin curls bob with every fascinated nod of her head. He nonchalantly waves the .38 special he's holding.
Hold on
From the bank.
loosely, but
It's
don't
pitched
let
high
it
enough
go.
for half the bar to hear.
If you cling too tightly, you're gonna lose control.
The bartender rolls her eyes. No one seems particularly bothered by the storyteller or his weapon. You catch snippets of his tail as he waves his hands.
Farm. Everything will be all right now. Just a little robbery.
Stand out.
Just a little robbery. It ain't much. Ain't no thing.
I don't think of it as stealing. Just righting a wrong. The bank took Dad's money and we're going to take his land. Now he can pay him and stay where he is for as long as he wants. It happens to be with the bank's own money. Even better.
The woman's curls bounce as she shakes her head, a half-hearted protest undercut by her laughter.
I gotta lie low for a bit.
He says,
When I'm back, we can get married. Start a family of our own.
maybe everything will work out for these two. Maybe.
Okay, I might actually have to look up a map to figure out what direction do I want to go in right now for trying to find the nearest capital. Why is my sleep thing not doing the thing above my head no more? Where'd the sleeping thing go? Am I not sleeping?
You turn the corner and see a large gathering of whites and Orientals crowding around a happy couple. Joyful pyrotechnics like gunfire snap along the pavements. The woman is white, in a pristine lace dress. The man is Chinese, in an ornate red gown. There's no mistaking their happiness from their vibrant grins. Two white women in the back of the crowd gossip loudly.
Oh, the poor Ryber girl. I cannot believe she decided to marry an Oriental,
Said the woman in blue. The woman in red scoffs at the remark.
I thought it was illegal.
The woman in blue responds.
No, my dear, you're thinking of Mongols. This Yang here is a Chinese.
Is there a difference? The woman in red asks rhetorically as she turns and sees you listening. The woman in red continues.
Chinese or not, this wedding is a danger to this community.
An old man in white stripes steps over and adds to the conversation.
I don't see how someone could marry a Chinese.
He shakes his head.
Can you imagine what their children will look like?
The firecrackers come to an end, causing the quidnuncs to disperse. You watch the happy couple serve hot tea to their elders, bow, and walk toward your direction. You make way for the couple, but the Chinese groom stops and gently inquires.
Did you happen to notice the three standing here earlier?
Okay, quidnunc. I've never heard that before. I gotta look that up. Inquisitive or gossipy person. I like that word. Quidnunc. I like it. I like that word a lot. Quidnunc.
That's right. They're distant relatives who traveled far by train to come celebrate with us today. I wanted to greet them, but it seems like they've left before I had the chance. Say, friend, how do you reckon? Were they happy with our union?
On the off chance y'all ever actually see these people again in your life, I feel like I'd be doing you a disservice if I was
I see. That's too bad. I suppose the most I can do is wish them well on their travels back home. Thank you for your honesty, friend. Please, stay as long as you like, and enjoy our celebration.
Hey, if they're happy, if he's happy, and she's happy, that's all that matters. Quidnunc. I like that word so much. I love it. I died. Where was I last?
Bad luck again, but there's no shame in dying. Everyone does it. You still have a job to do, but if you want to learn anything more from me, now is the time. And I'm sure we'll end up seeing more of each other before you're through. It's hard to tell when it happens, but I know that luck is affecting what you see and do. Think how different it could be if you were more or less lucky. Death isn't as bad as you thought, maybe. It's not like this for everyone, you know. Do you have faith in the dream still? Or for the first time? Is there another dream that we could build? A better one for everyone? On the one hand, the past is dead and
I
gone.
shouldn't have fought that. I really shouldn't have.
On the other, It seems like it always has lessons to teach that no one ever learns. Something you may have noticed. Joy comes in small snatches to everyone throughout. Perhaps heaven isn't a single place. Perhaps it's scattered among the moments of your life. Go on your way, Seeker. I'm sure we'll meet at least once more. Think about what we've discussed. And good luck on the rest of it.
Okay, I have to find... Minneapolis is where I fucked up. That's where I fucked up.
I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground. 'Cause when that ferryman comes for
On one of my stories.
well, I'm gonna have my say.
Wading through an overgrown field, you nearly step on someone lying in the tall grass. Despite your boot above their face, the reclining individual doesn't flinch. Instead, as you stumble backwards, they coolly call out, "Hey there! Have a seat. Take a load off." You drop your pack and stretch out beside them, soaking up the late afternoon sun. "Sure, honey. I know an outsider when I see one. You were set on this path not entirely by choice, weren't you? Same with me. I come out here to be myself, my true self, and to dream of a better time and place for folk like me. Take clothes, for example. Why does a suit make a man? If a lady's in slacks, is she a scissors? Why is a fella in a dress only ever a joke or a show? Female impersonators, they say, pain lurking behind the words. I can only speak for myself, but the only impression I do is of the person society demands me to be." They nod. Everything is man or woman, hard or soft. Think about flowers. Plants change to become something beautiful so quickly. The field's scraggly weeds suddenly begin to bloom before your eyes. And then pink, white, magenta, and blue flowers dot the field. Are they flowers or weeds? Both? Neither? You have to choose. Or maybe the question is what's flawed, huh? They smirk. Folk like me are gender outlaws, rebels by nature of our existence, the androgyne concludes.
Yo, we really gonna get some of this shit on. Tomboys exist. Effeminate men exist. Yeah.
Ha! That's a good question. They guffaw. I suppose that I am, insofar as I run straight here every chance I get. Maybe one day I can just be a person, as surely on a busy street as I am in this field. Now that's the future I dream about. You think it could happen, stranger? You reassure them that one day it will happen, even though it may take time. As you get up and gather your things to leave, you survey the entire field, now full of wildflowers, and buzzing with pearlescent dragonflies. They stand to see you off, and you can see clearly now the beautiful cream-colored dress they're wearing. They give a twirl to show it off, blushing a little bit. And then you part ways, both feeling invigorated.
Okay. I ain't in the mood for any of that shit. A long black car growls up in front of this hotel. Out steps a woman in an extravagant hat and coat, followed by a whole crowd of hangers-on. She a singer, an actress? You don't recognize her face, but to your surprise, you recognize the story she's telling. Oh, poor Stormy's sniffling. She got a little baby cold. And you always got a little baby cold. Never not gonna have a little baby cold. In a sharp transatlantic accent, she's telling everyone in her party a story about the apple orchard planter who planted 10,000 trees. It's clearly the story of John Chapman, his orchard, and his dog, but changed in a few entertaining ways. Isn't that something? She asks. Her various followers agree. She pays the driver of the limousine and sweeps into the hotel like a thunderstorm of red velvet. Someone should do a picture about it, you'll hear her exclaim.
Are they all here for the bar, or did any come to hear me? He turns and starts, but recovers swiftly. Thought you were the manager. He laughs. Not here for an autograph, are you? No, of course not. Did you hear me sing? I suspect you're just being kind. He sighs. I'm a good singer. I packed larger joints. Only the drinkers come here now. They don't give a damn about me. He smiles. It is false, but still warm. Why are you here? A traveler? I used to be one. Was singing my way to New York. Got trapped here. Didn't feel like a trap at first. He grabs the glass, swigs, winces. It's love, of course, or used to be. Can you hate the person you love? Truly hate them?
Yes.
He sighs. A fiancé doesn't trust me. Singers are fickle. You'll fall for another. So I stay and my music dies. A glinting track on his face. The path of a tear. The person you love doesn't trust you. No point in proving him wrong. My place, you'd leave. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, no,
Saying what I want to hear or the truth? He laughs. Not that it matters. If I stay, I got no future either way. So I need to leave. Damn this town. Damn what she thinks of me. And damn her.
Stormer, do you want out? Out pretty soon, little Stormer bird. First. This little Stormer bird. There, just say hello to the camera and then I shall let you go. Here, here. Excuse me. chair goes. I feel so tall. Like I'm on top of the world. St. Louis. Oh, home across a river. You wait outside a lumber warehouse for hours. You don't get there early enough for work in the warehouse, but trucks swing by every few minutes picking up loads for fresh wood. Sometimes a few people from the street corner for a job elsewhere in the city. Battered pickup stops at the curb. There's only a few planks in the bed of his truck, and the cab is packed with teenagers. A young woman with a bent cigarette. Oh, a young man with a bent cigarette drooping from his lips shouts at you, "Hey, want to make some cash?" "Oh, absolutely I do." The door of the truck cab opens slowly, and the boys slide around to make room for you. You count them quick, 6 total. 2 of them crouched under the dashboard at the foot of the front passenger seat. There's something ominous about their sudden silence. The moment the truck pulls onto the street, every single boy but the driver produces a switchblade of some sort. Everything is bare knees and shining knife blades. "Give us your money," howls the driver, accelerating into the middle lane. Flee. Fuck. You reach back for the door latch, and a second later you're landing hard in the middle of the street. The truck roars away. The boys' shocked faces crane back to look at you. A taxi nearly runs you over. Passerbys jeer as you limp to the curb. It could have been worse. Fuck. 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 Fuck.
It's nearly Christmas. Many are drinking liberally. A man staggers up from a downstairs bar and falls over the top step. "Help me!" You can barely hear his voice over the traffic. "For God's sake, help!" People tut at the man's drunken state. A woman tosses a coin at him without even looking. The drunk clasps at his gut and looks straight at you. "Help me, please." He lifts his hand from his stomach. His palm is red with blood. You press a cloth on the wound, and he hisses with agony. Another man strides up the stairs, laughing. He looks at the bleeding man, sweeps his Stetson off in a theatrical bow, then turns to you. "You best mind your own." He steps forward, smiling toothily. He twitches his jacket up and rests his hand just above a pistol. "Good evening to you." Tipping his Stetson in a gesture of farewell, he walks fast, but not fearfully, and does not look back. The bleeding man collapses into a fetal position. His clothes are saturated, and a bloody puddle has formed around him. There's nothing you could have done to save him.
Can I take the coin
You
that was
could
thrown at him,
speak to the
please?
police,
Please,
but
please,
you
I
didn't
need
see
money.
the killing blow.
Money. Fuck, I'm gonna die again soon. I'm gonna have to go back across the street, across here, because I need to get money badly. It's in Des Moines. Yeah, it's Des Moines. So far, all of the capitals have had places.
Who roosts on an unconscious neighbor in broad daylight. The demon throws both his hands up. His little wings flap with nervous energy, like a hummingbird in flight.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Easy there, friend. Ain't hurting anyone here. Just feasting on some nutritious dreams.
There, I'll open my window a little bit. It's warm in here. One little thing on the jig. Everybody can find it. Come on, I had it yesterday. There it is. I just gotta have something in my mouth at all times, I guess. Damn. Oral fixation. Really? Really gonna be this difficult on me, my man? Okay. Sort of. We are ever so slowly on the verge of getting there. Doable. I mean, it looks like a cock. I mean, I can at least talk with a toothpick in my mouth. This is, difficult to do. Oh boy.
Yeah, don't worry about him. Can't move a muscle while I'm perched up here.
The wind carries over the demon's breath. The scent of a lit match dropped in a trash can.
Hey, I can't decide what to eat. Help me out. Love me some fear.
The demon sticks one long finger up the sleeping man's left nostril. A circular shape darkens his pants, then flows outward. You smell ammonia. The demon pulls his finger out of the man's nose, who begins to snore.
He was dreaming about cleaning his teeth, so I turned his toothbrush into a knife.
The demon throws his head back and cackles. A sound that reminds you of shaking a box of Cracker Jacks.
All right. I'm stuffed to the gills. See you around?
He hops down from the bench and saunters off, whistling, terribly out of tune.
I was hoping there'd be like a map or something so I could see where the fuck I have to go to do a thing. You share this bus stop with an old man who shifts from foot to foot, thumbing his suspenders and watching the passing traffic with anxious focus. Hey! He blurts suddenly, turning towards you. Want to hear a good story? Sure. At the air of a man who's distracting himself from something, he stumbles quickly through a tale of the whole group of boys who work themselves to death in a cornfield, confusing himself and now and then, backtracking, adding new details out of order. You barely piece the story together. Wait a second. You suddenly realize he's told you a twisted version of the story about the boy who died in the fields, where no one could be called to collect his body, but massively changed. What whole new chunks you don't remember? It's true, the old man insists, turning his wincing eyes back toward the road. And with that, the conversation seems over. Come on. Okay. Oh. Seriously, you don't even have anything in Des Moines. You have something else in all of the other capitals. You're really just fucking me over because Iowa. Everything in Iowa is in the... This kindly old man sharing the shade under the bridge with you tells you a few rambling stories. Some true seeming, some conspicuously less so. All true, he assures you. There's history in this place, going all the way back to Indian times. Strange stuff happens around here. Sure it is, he scoffs, and then, as if to prove himself right, he launches into a story about the tyrannical farmer whose son killed himself in the grain silo. And this one, you know, it's the story of the dead boy in the grain silo, but wilder and stranger than you remember. See then, the old man laughs, so I ain't pulling your leg. It's all true.
Well, I'm gonna scroll my name on the bare bones of the earth.
Okay.
I'm gonna dig my heels
I think I see a
into the
campfire.
ground. 'Cause when that ferryman comes for to tally up my worth,
What?
I won't leave much to find that can be
I just need to go over to... This is driving me nuts. Fucking Mississippi River.
up upon my way back. I'm gonna keep lost blood stuck in my soul.
There's gotta be somewhere I can cross.
Dig my
Oh, God. God, it ended up on my bowl on your shoulder. Now, where'd you come from? He asks in a way that indicates he doesn't care. You don't mess with the Rio Grande's cars. The beating that ensues is efficient and brutal. At least go into there's a city.
Little remains of the Alamo. Just a chapel
dead
and
soon.
some barracks. The inside of the chapel seems off, like a space that is both ruin and restored relic, unsure if it should crumble or sparkle. The rumbling of cars outside is undeterred by the shaky adobe walls.
So my health is all that's good.
You
right
come
now.
across a well, a squat square made of stone, hidden beneath a large, crooked oak tree. And on it sits a dejected man, eyes downcast, face hidden by a broad-brimmed hat, and clothes so thickly coated with dust that you can't make out their style or color. He looks up at you, and you get a better look at his face. Sun-beaten, several days unshaven, and body. Though he smells strongly of black powder, a single sharp hole punctures his torso. From there, blood oozes down, and smoke wafts up. No, it's too late for me. He bats your hand away. His is clammy and cold, even in the hot, dry air. It's a long time before he musters the strength to say anything more. I marched out here following some rich man from New Orleans. He makes a hollow noise like he's trying to laugh, but has forgotten how. For this, a heavily worn boot scratches a line in the dusty ground. For land, for the dirt of this place, I was promised. But instead of speaking, he just slumps forward, bent like a reed.
I am.
Of 12 horsemen, their course locked on the mine.
I'm gonna be dead soon. I really am.
There's a rustling in this cactus patch. Down where the spiny paddles disappear into the sand, something is writhing around. At first, you think it's an antelope, perhaps, fallen among the thorns. Oh, fuck. That shrunken human skull whips around to stare at you. And those hands, God, like talons. They scrabble in the dirt. Before you know it, you're flat on your ass 20 feet away. The nude, withered corpse continues peeling himself out of his shallow grave.
Help me!
He shouts.
Damn cactus grew on my coffin!
His fingers are so slight and delicate that you can scarcely believe your tugging doesn't rip him clear off. Soon he's free, but too fragile to stand.
Fuck this!
He rasps. He buries his head in his hands, his skull hitting his palms with a papery slap.
I've been cursed 2 times. Once to live forever, but the second time to die. How'd you think the 2 magics fought it out, huh? I'm dead for sure, and certainly alive.
His tongue scrapes along his teeth like a dried thorn.
Keep trying to kill myself? Tried getting shot.
He points to the ragged constellation of holes in the side of his head.
Paid someone to chop my head off, but he chickened out. Maybe I can grind myself up and I'll just be some kind of thinking dust? Yeah, wouldn't mind that.
He's clearly delighted. He extends one leg like a dry stick of wood.
Got a knife? No? Rub a stone on it or something.
You oblige, gripping his ankle in one hand and going to town on his toe tips with a sharp rock in the other. You continue for a few minutes in complete silence.
Please stop.
He finally blurts.
God, this isn't gonna work. I'll forget it. I'll just figure it out myself.
Could you perhaps, if you can find somewhere, some sort of factory or whatever has just like the strongest acid stuff, could you just dissolve yourself in that and not exist no more?
Thanks.
He shrugs, an uneven jerk, ending with a crack as the tight skin along his shoulder splits.
Say, how far to the nearest combine harvester? Think I can get there if I roll up like a hoop snake and let the wind push me? Damn. Well, take a hint from me, which is, don't fuck with a witch or any kind of anybody who does witch stuff.
You beat it toward the horizon, glad that you didn't have to compare curses with him.
I'm gonna die soon. I'm gonna say on my next death, I'm gonna quit.
The strains of ragtime rise from an almost tuned piano. At the bar, an older woman, dark-haired and striking, toys with her cigarette holder. "Hope you don't need lodging," the bartender tells you as you sit. "The hotel's haunted." At that, the woman chuckles. The bartender leans in. "This was a long time ago. Woman lived on the 5th floor. Real fancy lady. They say she was..." He breaks off, glances over at the smoking woman. "I shouldn't say in mixed company." The lady laughs. "Oh, go on." Her smile is sharp. "Well, she had a lot of boyfriends." The bartender hedges. "One of them was real jealous. He murdered her in a jealous rage, and her ghost still haunts that room. There's a maid who saw the ghost with her own eyes." The woman catches your eyes and smirks.
Okay, next time I die, I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna die soon enough.
They sheepishly, how else, approach the edge of the water and lap at it, a moving cloud stalking the plain on stocky legs. It's a huge flock, and for a long time you see no shepherd, until a figure on a horse crests over a ridge in the hilly terrain. He rides a white horse. No, a pale horse. No, actually, a horse the sickly green color of an ashen corpse. And he's a gaunt figure clothed in a ragged cloak. But in spite of that, he seems in good spirits.
Aren't they beautiful?
I have no idea what this strip of paper is. It just pulled it out of pulled it out of my chair. Oh, that got me quite so lots of
My flock.
alerts today.
Bigger than it has been in centuries.
He stalks through the mass of beasts, their soft bodies instinctively giving way to the spindly legs of his mount.
Oh, there it goes.
He points with one emaciated toe at a black ram moving through the flock.
The soul of an evil man. One of the worst.
It looks pretty harmless, but then again, you suppose we're all pretty harmless in death.
A Spanish fascist. He planned on fleeing to America should the war not turn out his way. His side might win the war yet, but a Lincoln Battalion bullet caught up with him first.
He cracks a sardonic grin that makes you queasy.
I thought I'd take the flock to graze here, so he could see the land that loaded the gun.
I'm gonna go see the updated story, but then I'm gonna hop a train because I got to go to a city. He starts telling them a story about the scarecrow that's possessed by the ghost of fate. You realize almost instantly that he's telling a new version of the tale of old Barney, the scarecrow, with new, exciting, over-the-top details. When the parents come stomping furiously out of the gas station, you make yourself scarce, missing the ending of the boy's new story, but the part you heard is definitely easy to remember. It'll stick with you for a while. That's gonna take me a second. I exhausted everything I can do in there. Yep, my health is gone. Hey. God damn.
Pues voy a cargar mi paz.
You reckon he can make the time? The old-timer elbows you as you try to get a look from the edge of the pen. Thick dust kicking up from the bronco's hooves. The cowboy's body swings like a reed being whipped in the air. He doesn't fall quite yet.
Good.
He says.
Betting it'll be the death of this town, I tell you.
You turn to look at him. He's a leathery figure under a hat that's too big for his frame now. Eyes squeezed into slits by decades of harsh sun. After an agonizing minute, where you're sure the skinny cowboy is going to snap in half under the force, time is called. Son of a bitch, you hear the old timer say. Damn boy did it!
That is that, I guess. Not a whole lot to say on that one, but I'll be back tomorrow. So, auf Wiedersehen, meine Freunde. I'm still not Tony.